Hello, hello. How is everybody? I hope folks are doing well. Happy unscheduled live on Tuesday, except I kind of teased it in Elizabeth's live last night because I hadn't gone live on Sunday. And hello, Melissa. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I don't know who's actually around on a Tuesday because I don't usually go live on Tuesday. My friend Dawn often goes live in this slot, but she had other obligations, so it was good news for me and for you if you're interested in seeing the new sheet load that just came out today, I guess. Trying to remember what day of the week, what day of the month it is. It is the first, so it is sheet load day. But I didn't actually have any happy mail from last time, but I thought I would open this because it's a thing folks on the channel really like. And you know, it's always fun when you send happy mail to yourself. At least I enjoy it. But I did pick up the new wonderfully fall themed the Miss Anya and long hair Ian, basically. It might be a new dude. He has sort of a different look that I don't know. He has the same look as the summer Ian in terms of like having more chill vibe, like more of a chill and smiley vibe. But these are really cool. This is not what we're necessarily here. Life is better with a little spice might fit nicely on here though. Just saying. But this is the new sheet load. It is really interesting in that you only need two pieces of 6x6 to make 6 cards, which is pretty impressive. I don't know that I've ever seen this. If you want the printable here, this is available on Call Me Crafty Al's channel. It's in the description of her rollout video. But I said that we were making fall, but I thought I would kind of reinterpret fall because all the votes were to do this sketch, so I think we will definitely do that. And you get all the layout thingies and how to cut. But I thought we would do more of a back to school vibe because I was kind of feeling that that would be fun. And I owe my friend a set of back to school cards. So we have not a typical fall palette, but a palette I really like. I really like this pink and purple combo. Anyway, probably not going to use the ephemera on the outside. This is probably going to be on the inside. So I will get rid of that for the moment. And we still need to cut everything because I had a poll up on what thing we were going to do. So spoiler is the other sheet load is the one from last month that is that interesting Z-fold mini slimline. So that will be coming up maybe Sunday, maybe in a one-off stream, or maybe in a video sometime soon. Anyway, this is super easy to cut. I will be not really showing it on camera just because you can get it from Alicia if you want it. And she's added a new disclaimer strongly suggesting that you watch her video. I actually like her channel perks quite a lot because she distributes a Google Doc that has a graphic guide to all the sheet loads, you know, like with pictures and whatnot. But the neat thing on this one is that it only takes 2 pieces of 6x6. So going to move my card stock because I know what that looks like. We probably need to cut card bases and a few other minor details. But for back to school, I feel like the people are kind of big. I think I'm going to use the purple for matting, so I'm going to pass on this one, but I like this one a lot. This one would be kind of fun because it's got all the chemistry stuff. It's the same pattern. I really like this pattern quite a bit. I think we will. I like how this has all the purples and the pinks. So I definitely want this one. So we'll see something. This is easy to coordinate with. I do love the crayon one quite a bit. But I feel like I used this recently. I like these two together. Hey, Pam, how are you? Yeah, what snack are you having? Inquiring minds want to know. Hope you are well. I was telling Melissa that the resounding winner of the poll today was doing the new cheat load. So we're working on that. But we're going to be doing a bit of cutting. We are going with sort of a pink card base and a purple matting layer. So I'm opting more towards pink patterns, but something with a little, purple that'll pull that in. So that's kind of like think card base. Yeah, so like this. And so something that mixes with this, which will be easy because it's got all the colors in the pattern paper. This one I rather like as well. This is a good option. How are you, Pam and Melissa? I hope you have been having a fairly decent week. I think that's the one I want. Yeah, I think that's the other one I want. I think I will go with this one. We can, if we don't like it, we can always flip it over and use the pink, and that will look nice. But I like that this has pink and the purple, and this has pink and purple. So I probably need a trimmer. And if I get the good trimmer, it will make life easier. So let's do that. Unless you hate guillotine trimmers, in which case this may not be the moment for you. I'll probably trim. I'll probably trim it all at once. So basically, you want to cut these in half to get our 3-inch pieces. You know what I'm saying. For our A2 card bases, we want the pattern paper pieces to be 3 inches wide by something. That something will either be 3/4 of an inch or an inch. We may switch over to the other trimmer to do that bit, but I definitely need to cut 6 card bases, so we might as well do this cut here too. And I don't want to put a bunch of that's my one advice after doing a bunch of mass makes last year for my holiday fair is if you're gonna cut a bunch of paper, like you're way better off. Ew. So this edge is kind of wonky. Let me see if I have another piece that I can cut off. Luckily, Not Too Shabby has stopped gluing in their paper, which is fabulous for things like this. So let's just wiggle this a little bit to try and loosen up the glue, and maybe we won't wreck this twice. If we do, it's fine. We could just trim it, and no one will ever know. Unless I watch the stream, but, there we are. Okay, this one was fine. And that's Lennox's screen north, if that's a thing. Let's try this one again. There we go. So 2 of these, we just cut them in half. If we so choose, we can use the alternate side. Both of these are pink colors. This one has a little rippage on the back, but it's fine. Again, it's sort of one of the downsides to one sheet wonders, I guess you could say. Just because with any of these pads that are glued in, like the glue seam is always going to be kind of iffy, in my opinion. Now, the other thing we could, if you didn't want to, actually, I have some pink. As I think of it, I have a bunch of pink A2 card bases. Let me see if I have 6 of them, because that'd be cool. Oh, and it's like a purpley pink. This is even better. So we can cheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they're already white on the inside. Anyway, so it's like this color. Let's just test it with our cardstock piece, but then we don't need to. Oh, I like those together. Okay, because this is a slightly purpley pink, as is this. So that's going to work nicely. Hooray! I remembered that something I bought could actually be used. Since this is sort of International Use Your Stuff time of the year. No, I'm not on her mailing list, so I don't get her emails. So this is going to be That doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. So 3 1/4, 3 1/4. So everything is like 3 1/4. Yeah. It probably makes no sense. Anyway, we're gonna cut two of these to 3 1/4 and then cut the panels out of them essentially. There we go. Which makes sense because our pattern paper pieces are 3 inches. So this gives us a nice mat. We can save this for another day. So you need essentially a couple of these, and then we're going to cut these to 5 1/4. Oh, that's going to be interesting. These are going to be sort of skinny, aren't they? I do love this trimmer. It has always done a nice job. It's really helpful too if you remember if you do either Club Scrap or the like the old Close to My Heart kits. They are good with this particular trimmer as well because it's really nicely marked. Yeah, it's 5 1/4 and 5 1/4, and we basically just need to put up some white. So we have all 6 of our things. Oh, hey, Stamper Girl, how are you? Not the October. What did I miss? Oh, not the October. Oh, okay. Delise didn't get it either. Oh yeah, it's me. Hopefully the hubby as well. I just wasn't live on Sunday because we were dealing with some family things. And I didn't want to like come online and be a big downer because I don't know that I would, everybody has their own stuff, right? So we all have our issues from time to time. So this is just 3 3/4 by 1. I think the easiest way to do this is to do math, unfortunately. So basically, this is 11. So if you go to 10 and 9 and so forth, it'll be 1 inch pieces, unless you mismeasure them, and that would be a sad day. And know when to stop, which I think is 5. Yeah, because 6 and 6 would be 12. Okay. And we have there we go. You did pretty good. The thing I love about this trimmer is you always get like really clean cuts unless you do ridiculously stupid things. Like the time I tried to run like 4 12 by 12 sheets through it at the same time. That wasn't smart. And I'm also going to cheat. If you are a channel member of Call Me Crafty Al, she is giving away, well, I shouldn't say giving away, providing SVGs to make these little banner thingies. But I'm going to cheat and use a punch because I like doing that. So on the good news front, he did not need surgery. And that is great because he's getting mostly like supportive care in the hospital. He got his brace he needed for his fracture. And I haven't heard today how he's doing, but basically he should be 1 inch, and it's not. Did I not cut this right? Okay. This does not appear to take 1 inch, which is means that we're probably going to cut fishtail banners. Okay, well, anyway, you can cut these, or you can. I mean, these are just 1 by 3 3/4. So if you have a cutting machine, you can do that. But we're just going to cut fishtails now. And you can decide how much in you want your fishtail. I am not super picky about that, but so we're gonna cut a bunch of these. And also, if you had a fancy punch, you could do that. I'm just gonna cut in a little and do the original sketch has sort of a shallowish fishtail. If you were fancy, you could measure this too. And you can actually like take these pieces. So you could take if you want to exactly mirror this, if you're one of those people. I am not obvious for obvious reasons, but what you can actually do is this will be perhaps hard to see, is you can put it back where it came from and then just hold it, and then you can just mirror that cut just like that, and then you can come in. I'm sorry, Pam, I did not finish answering your question, did I? So it sounded like he had his first PT session yesterday, and I haven't heard today. Of course, I'm hoping he gets out of the hospital sooner rather than later, but as others of our friends have said, it is well kind of a pain getting old. So here you go. This is not any way exact, so you can, of course, not fishtail cut it or just do it on one side if you want. But I'm going to continue doing these to mirror the sketch, and then we will have to think about our sentiment. But it seems I don't know. Other people in our family have had back issues, so it's seems like no picnic. That's for sure. There we go. Hopefully, he is not trying to steal our scissors. It would be a little much if the cat learned how to use scissors, I think. But I don't know. I mean, I think you've all probably heard the story by now, but about 10 years ago, I got hit by a car. So I was dealing with physical therapy on my left leg and right arm at the same time. And yeah, that was no picnic either. But I mean, luckily, I hope my dad has a similar situation to me, and then it's sort of like it's a real yucky 4 to 6 weeks, but like kind of once you get out of that, once you sort of get out of that and get back into your normal activities, it kind of it becomes more of a blip than something that hangs around forever. Hey Cordelia, how are you? I'm cutting way too many fishtail banners because I wasn't sure which thing we were doing until we were doing it. But this is probably the most complicated part of the sketch, which is really kind of neat. I like this one a lot. I feel like this is a really good one too. There are a few other sheet loads like this, but because it's makes 6 cards, or the ones that make like 6 or 8 cards, I feel like if you're new to mask making, they're really good for getting your feet wet. It was funny. Lennox missed you all very much on Sunday. He was quite pouty about not having company, which is funny. I don't know. It's really nice having pets whenever you're going through stuff, just because they're always happy to see you. and other stuff has been fine. I don't know, from a crafting standpoint, this is actually my favorite time of the year because I really like fall themed everything pretty much. Um, even though we're cheating and not doing that because my friend needs some more thank you cards because people keep giving his charity money, which is fabulous. He's actually starting up a. He usually does like Toys for Tots things around the holidays, but I guess sort of in the interim fall, they're doing a book drive thing, which is cool. Um, which is nice. I mean, I feel like as a kid, like learning that you can read for fun was a thing that I wish had happened sooner. Like for a long time, reading was like that thing you had to do for school. Anyway, we need a stamp thingy maboober, and perhaps to borrow some of the cat's stamp pads. Well, we did actually not that bad. Like this isn't that messed up, which is pretty cool. Um, so I had a couple ideas for sentiments. I didn't want to go too on the nose, but I do kind of like thank you ones for these cards specifically. Um, Sending happy thoughts I thought would work. It would be about the right size. Plus, these are red rubber, so the odds of screwing them up and mangling them are lower. I thought we could also use the with thanks that we were using with those fall cards on whatever that was, Thursday. That fits pretty nicely. Although I feel like this is a little too blocky a font. I did pull also my favorite sentiments stamp set ever, which is the Sunny Lane, because there's a lot of fun stuff. I like this Hello Sunshine. It is a little small. None of these are really quite. What would be cool is if you had this Hello only shrunken down, because this is a little too big. But the one I thought I would, well, there are two I really liked. Those were options. This is the Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy Simon Hurley one, and it has a really this thank you. I really like the font on, so that would look kind of like that. And I think it's a good. I'm not Mr. Whitespace or anything, but I think it's a good size. And the other one I was thinking of is this saying hey stamp set has this really big hey, which I think is actually too big. It would work, but I would like a little more white space. So I think we'll do the thank you. This is one of these weird stamp sets that I bought and didn't use forever, and that now that I use it, like particular this sentiment, and I really like the Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy. And then I realized that there's a lemon face. It might be missing now. Oh no, the lemon face is just in the wrong place. It also has this cool double sentiment where you can do when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, and then use things. Obviously, that's kind of summary, but you know. Let me see what I am missing. What's lame? On the book banners. Oh, banners. Sorry. I was having a crafty moment and I was like, book banners. I like banners. Banners are cool. I thought you meant like a pennant banner, not like a banner of actual books. But I agree, it's a bit silly. Plus, I think the most interesting books were the ones where they really talked about the historical context. Actually, probably the two best English like literature classes I had, I both had in college, and they were really neat. One was sort of classic fiction, and the other one was on literature of the supernatural, which was really cool. Although, since a lot of the classic supernatural was written sort of Victorian era, like Dracula and Frankenstein, and some of that stuff, some of these there's some not so subtle social constructs built into those books too. Um, Not that that's good or bad. Do you think I have purple? I bet I don't. I do have. I do have the pink. I don't really want a pink sentiment though. Not that there's anything wrong with the pink sentiment. It just, probably don't have the purple. Of the like 70 bajillion ink pads I have, I have, that's gray. Gray would be okay. Gray would be nice. Twilight is probably going to be what we're doing, because unless I find purple quickly, that is brown. Brown is not purple. How can I have every color but purple? That's like pretty. Oh, is this purple? Oh, here we go. So this isn't the same purple, obviously, which I don't know why I don't. This is a much more burgundy-ish purple. How do we feel? I kind of wanted, I don't know. I kind of like Twilight better. Twilight looks like this, so I think I like Twilight for sentiments. I wish I had this purple though, because I would totally do it in this purple. Here I have of the other, like I only have like 50 colors of ink or 70 or who knows, more than that. I have not any of the full Catherine Pooler lines, because her line I think now has like 300 inks in it. I don't have the full Stampin' Up line, and I don't have anywhere near the full Distress line. But I have a lot of things. Anyway, I'm doing it in blue because I like blue. And I think it actually will work well with this purple. But if we hate it, we can always redo that. Also, note to self, get that other ink color, because I like this really grapey purple. So I wish I had that. Anyway. Gorgeous Grape, I want to say. It's a Stampin' Up cardstock. Actually, I should look in the... You sent me some ink bits. I should look in there. But I think they were all neutrals. Yeah, these are all neutrals. Okay. And I wanted Crown Me is, ooh, that's pretty. I'm not mad at that color. Crown Me is actually a really good purple too, which I don't have. But it's always the ink colors you don't use that you wind up not having, and then you're like, oh, I really could use that. But I like the scripty font on this. I think scripty font. I like scripty font thank yous too, and that just might be a me thing. But I very much like Versify and Claire for stamping sentiments, because they tend to stamp correctly the first time, which is really nice. If you are stamping with a block, it's really nice anyway if you're doing 6 of these. Uh-oh. Something down. Oh, here we go. I had a craft avalanche, as one does. But I don't use purple a lot, which is why I probably don't have that ink color. Which I don't know why, because it looks good with a lot of colors I like, especially yellows. So who knows? I'm sure I will be buying ink next month, or whatever, this month. It's October already. And at some point in the near future, we are going to be putting together a Halloween kit. So that is coming. But due to the mysteries of the post office, I bought a friend of mine one, and his is arriving today because the Wondrous post office shipped it back to me saying it couldn't be delivered even though it had the right address on it. But this time I shipped it UPS and it was delivered fine, so whatever. And they're raising postage again, I guess. I saw a thing on. But it's fine. If my biggest problem is raising postage and like the post office returning things, I'm doing pretty well, I think. Especially after this week thus far. But I do like this thank you a lot, and I like the font on this particular stamp set. Anyway, so I think our stamping is pretty much done. Let me see if I can't find. Here's the part of the craft avalanche. There, put that back. Although one kind of weird thing about doing sheet loads is it's a lot more like making lasagna than making a card, because you just sort of like doing the same thing many times, and then so we're getting close to actually making something. So we have our sentiments, our base piece, and our card bases, which I will put over here and annoy the cat. And then we just need to cut these up. Basically, we need to, let me see what the cuts are. The cuts are basically 3 1-inch cuts and then 3 3/4-inch cuts, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And you could do that in any order, obviously. We could have actually done this on the big trimmer. Actually, I'll do this on my little guillotine. But the paper I really want to use for that other sheet load is this one, because it's got these cute animals on one side and then cute trees on the other side. I really like that pattern paper. Oh, Lennox is maneuvering himself elsewhere. He will likely come back eventually. So now we just need to do math again, which we will survive. So we want to go 5, 4, and 3, and then the math gets harder. 5, 4. Oop, there we go. As compared to the other trimmer, this one kind of wants to always like move the paper on you. So we will see how our first cuts came out. Oh, this isn't too bad. A couple of these are a little weird, but that's fine. So those are 3. Those are those, and then we want to go to 2 1/4, which is 3/4 of an inch. And then go to 1 1/2, which is also 3/4 of an inch. And then probably we need to use the other trimmer. Let me think what that would be. 1 1/2 would go to, oh, maybe not. I think this is the right amount. We'll see. Oh, it looks like we got it right. Okay. And then we'll have the option to pick. Oh, these are really cool how these came out because of how this paper is laid out. Anyway, so we have our 3/4, and then we have our scrap. Let me see if I missed you. Hey, Lala, how are you? See your comment above. Above. Oh yeah, I'll let you know. I should go through. Let me go through everything and make sure I don't actually have that ink, because I might. I think Gorgeous Grape is technically a whatchamacallit, a bright. I swear, these ink companies. If I ever start an ink company, I'm just gonna call things what the normal paint names of them are, because it's, as someone who started like in the world of watercolor and acrylic paints, it always drives me mildly crazy that it's like, let's just pick something to call the color and I'll call it the same thing. Because, that would be kind of nice. Anyway, so 2 1/4 is our first 3/4 inch cut, and then 1.5, and then at 3/4. And that one's a little bit jacked up. Let's see how badly. Oh, this isn't too bad. Yeah, these are still pretty straight. Okay, that's fine. Oh, this isn't too bad. I just sort of like this. This looks a little crooked to me, so I'm just gonna flip it, and that will make it more challenging. We will do this. Can I just even this off? Maybe I'll just even this off. I guess I could just even this off at 3/4 of an inch, and then I would have 3/4 of an inch. That's a brilliant idea. Okay, so we do have a 3/4 of an inch. So then we just get rid of those, and then these will be the 3/4 of an inch. Brilliant, sort of. But we're not really using that much. Woo! Here we're down. But it's fascinating to me how much we're going to get out of not a lot here in terms of the actual pattern paper. And then, so we have those pieces, we have these pieces. I don't think we need to. So because you're sort of interweaving the different pattern papers, I don't know that we even have to line this up so it matches terribly. So I think what we just need to do is we just need to center the purple pieces. And then we could either work in and center this. I think I'm going to do the two 1-inch pieces and then center this and then put these in, just in case something goes a little wonky to balance the space. But you could probably put this together in any order you want. So these are our thank yous. These are these pieces. These are our card bases. And you don't need to use cards that, like, you could use a more subtle background print here, and I think that would look pretty cool too. So typically what I do is I just do one step all the times. I think the English on that wasn't very Englishy, but like I will put all of these base pieces on, and then I don't get as hung up on like what thing I'm supposed to be doing. The other option is you can just make the whole card at once. Which works too. I'm just sort of eyeballing this. I don't have this fully down, so I can still sort of move it around until it's fully down. Yeah, that's pretty good. So it's sort of like a 1/4 inch here and then more on the sides, which is kind of a neat look. It's not one I do a lot, but I think we've done some. I think Kendra Morgan used this idea in a couple sketches too, because it really sort of focuses your eye here, right? Anyway. And speaking of Kendra, a new Kendra's Card Challenge came out. Go look at Lala's channel because she's on Kendra's design team and has lots of cool content on those things. And there's probably some live stream hop or something happening soon. And there's usually a hop kicking things off. And regardless of your desire to participate in the challenge, it's just really kind of, I think it's pretty neat just to have a bank of sketches to go to. As y'all know, I'm a big sketch person, so I just like them because they're a good entry point into things. And to a certain extent, they kind of free up your mind to like work on the more, to me, interesting and creative elements of, not that layouts aren't creative, but like I get much more into the decorating of the thing as opposed to the like building of the road. And this one, the second one is off center, but it's fine. Like I think once all the stuff is down, no one will really notice. You could also, if you do wind up with a card base off center and it's driving you nuts, you always have the option to just cut it out. Like you could simply cut this off and then mat this whole thing on a new card base. And whoever gets it wouldn't know probably that you did that. I guess while we're recapping newsy things, I'll be sending out an email soon about the class on the 15th, just because I had some comments from folks who were really interested in like having supplies to do the craft along. To do the class is more of a craft along, so there's going to be a way to do that this time around. Wow, and here's hoping I don't run out of tape in the middle of a live again, because that happens. And there's that. I still have a bunch of like fall cards I need to mail out too. I need to just have like maybe this week I'll have to have like a mailing things I've made day as opposed to making things day. Oh, I am missing things. Lots of things. Hey Gaz, how are you? Hey Gaz, how are you? When is your class, Gaz? Because I know you were doing I think you mentioned there's like an Easy Wonder class as well coming up. And if you guys are doing things I don't know about, which is entirely possible, feel free to promote your own stuff too. Because I do not see everything. Especially at times when we are more busy with life stuff. There we go. So we have our base piece down. Let me just go, and you basically want to do, I'm going to sort these out into their patterns, because the way the sketch is conceived, essentially what we're going to do is intermix the pattern. So like this piece goes here, then we would grab one of the other ones. Here's a good example. Goes here. Then, so these are the skinnier ones. Then we would grab a skinnier one. Oops, those are all the same. These are all the same. Okay, so then we would grab a skinnier one here. And I think I may want to I may change my mind. I may want to just map these all out like this, because this is a little brain bendy after a day of work. Anyway, so then the thank you goes in the middle. Oh, so there's less space than I was giving before. So there's a little more space. Yeah. So definitely I would dry fit this, because there's a little more space top to bottom. Actually, that's not true. If you start and line up all the space equally, the space is about the same. I should say between the sides and the top. But I think I'm going to use glue for this, because this is a little bit of takes a little more going together. Oh, I'm doing all right, Lala. I did not just break the tip off my glue bottle, so that is all good. Other than my dad's stuff, it is actually been pretty good. This is my favorite season of the year, so that is always cool. And yeah, other than that, stuff is good. The cats are well, even though they like to interrupt the live streams. Work stuff is work. I don't know. I'm a little oddly, I'm a little sad that it's not like December yet because I made up my Advent challenge calendar thingy so early. It keeps staring at me every time I go to use my fancy paper trimmer, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was doing that, but um, that is coming in December. I'm very much looking forward to that because I love a good parameter challenge. And I think wet glue here is helpful because it gives you the ability to sort of fuzz with this a little bit more. And I think even if your spacing totally on, isn't totally perfect, I don't think it'll matter a ton because there's just going to be a lot going on, especially if you're using like these are both fairly busy patterns, right? And my spacing here is not that great, but like the overall effect I like quite a bit. Let me see what you are saying, Pam. This is not too shabby pattern paper. I did not check if it's still in stock, but there was an It's School Time bundle that bundled this with the ephemera and two stamp sets for not too much money. But I believe it's still there. Let us. I don't know that I have my phone here. Oh well. Um, but anyway, it's called It's School Time, and I really like it. Teresa Russell, who is sort of their lead designer, just does really fantastic work. And she does really good. I'm not going to know where I actually put my ephemera because I moved it out of the way to somewhere else. But let me see if I can figure it out. It is not here. Oh, those are cute. I could do those. Um, do. It must be in this pile. Maybe it fell with the crafter math. Uh, well, let me glue this down and then I will check. But there's some really cool girls in this stamp set. Teresa does girl characters very, very well. If you are not familiar with her work, let us see if we can find it because the ephemera on this is really cool. That is not ephemera. Uh, I know I put it somewhere very intelligent. I'm now not remembering, but that's okay. But this is the artwork. Just FYI, these are the stamps which uh, I picked up. The mouse is really cute, which I have yet to use. I think he'd be really cool on like a card like this too. Anyway, not this particular layout, but this idea. Anyway, so now we need the other pattern paper. And then these go together pretty zippily just because you're basically doing the same thing over and over again once you remember how the layout goes. Get our But I really like Teresa's pattern paper. It's very well done. It trend or I don't know what word you want to use. She likes a lot of these busier patterns, so if you like that vibe, I think you will really like a lot of her work. We obviously I own a lot of not too shabby paper just because I really like it. And there's actually a really cool Christmas tea one that I just ran across that I totally forgot I owned. That would I think I want to play with for the holidays. Here you can see like this is a little too. I didn't give provide enough space, so if I did this again, I'd have all this extra space. So I'm just gonna. What you can do in that case is you can just balance the space on the last one, and it will be a lot less obvious. And like all things in like your personal work, probably you are going to notice the oopsies more than anybody else. There we have two. These are using same alternation, the same alternates of the big and little pieces. Oh, here's an extra card that got lost. Let me just see if I can remember where I put that ephemera. Because I'm sure it was right here. Prior to our crafter math. But I thought I put it more in this area. North of the desk. Perhaps not. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the ephemera. So I was thinking this would be cool on the inside potentially. So maybe we'll do that when we're done. Whoops. Let's go and continue making our cards. Now that we have solved the mystery of where did I put the ephemera, which is always in like a reasonable place. I just forget where that reasonable place is. The neat thing, they've done a couple of these diamond sort of geometric patterns. I like them because they're very hard to tell which end is up. So they become almost like there are bits that have writing on them you have to be a little careful with, but generally speaking, they become almost non-directional. I remember what word I was yes. It's a work day. What can I say? So there's that guy. And then we'll grab our thank you. And it's actually like this particular twilight color actually kind of gets more neutral as you let it dry a little bit more. Sort of out of the gate, it looks very blue, but as it sort of sinks into the paper, you get a much more it turns much more neutral, at least to my eye. Do that one. And then we want to do one of these. There is our card number 3. This is a really, and I didn't mention it before, but this is a really good scrap busting option as well. So if you are somebody, I feel like post Christmas, this will be a really good sketch just because it seems like after Christmas is when I have like a little bit of a whole bunch of different patterns of paper. I mean, that happens during other seasons, but I just generally don't have the same volume as during Christmas. And and I don't know if I mentioned it before. I'm not putting glue on the edges that are floating off because there's really no need to. And one of the things I just love about wet glue in this particular use is like once it dries, it's dried, and then you're not going to run into potentially like sticky pieces. And you could certainly decorate this. I feel like because of the paper I picked, like I don't really feel the urge to like put more bling on it, but you could almost certainly do that. And in this particular card, you could pick either pink or blue, pink or blue, pink or purple. It's kind of surprising. This is almost an exact match on the pink in real life. The card bases themselves are a little bit pearlescent. So I don't know. It was sort of a happy accident that I remembered that. There we go. And potentially not with this particular cutting strategy, but like you could simply like you could cut a I don't know. So you have more of a scene paper, right? Like this one. Like you could just cut this, you could cut these in order so that they would all sort of line up and stack and look very much like it's a single piece of paper, like a single scene. So that would be kind of a neat way to go too. You could also do a full front of like a more busy paper and then use this to kind of break that up. I was thinking I have a lot of scene papers at the moment, and um, one way you can actually use them is you can intermix them with either colored cardstock or like less busy paper, and you can kind of have both the scene element and more to do. Oh, mommy has a question. Uh the purple is Stampin' Up. The card bases are Hobby Lobby. The stamps are from Simon Hurley, and the paper's from Not Too Shabby. So maybe it's from all over. But you could certainly match a similar purple in whatever your local paper. I don't know what paper do you guys have like store brands in the Philippines of like the way we have brands through like Michaels and Hobby Lobby. I don't know that you've ever mentioned it, but in this case, you could actually use any paper. The oh, here's Lennox. Hello, Lennox. Please don't sit on my cards. Don't sit here, please. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Okay, that's better. There you go. No, don't put your feet on my completed cards. Thank you. Please and thank you. Let's put those out of the reach. We have a little. He's giving you a little high five, sort of. I guess it's sort of. He's like high five. Anyway, because they do tend to be so. Like, I actually like the 67-pound paper for like things like this layer because like you don't need it to be super robust. I do love like the 80 and 100-pound cardstock for like doing interactive cards. There's this one. And we only have one, and then we can decorate. And this is pretty cool because we're like, I'm starting the last one and we're at about an hour. So, like, this makes it just such a nice, accessible project for pretty much anybody. So, kudos on the sketch. Call me Crafty Al. I am. When I originally saw this, I was, I don't know, less excited than on previous sketches because she's done a lot of really neat, like, I don't know. I don't know what term I should use. Out of the box fun folds? Is that even a thing? Anyway, like there's been a lot of like there's that Z Fold Mini Slimline, sir, calm down. That I really want to try, and a few other ones. They're just super neat. Woo. Oh, Sorry, Pam. The pattern papers are from Not Too Shabby. Maybe I missed you, but they are. It is this one. It oh. Oh wow, I'm way behind. Ignore me. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Isn't life wonderful? Hello, Sherry. How are you? Alex is here. Sorry, I was way delayed for some reason. They're specialty paper distributors. Oh, neat. No, I mean it's interesting because Alex clearly wants to hold all of my paper all of a sudden. Like the best deals we ever get are like on our craft store brands because they'll often go on sale for like buy one. So like recently they were buy one get one 50% off. So like for like $10 you got basically you could buy I forget how many sheets of paper that actually was. I think it would have been 100 sheets of paper, but it could have been because they have those they have sort of themed packs where it's like 5 different colors in the same pack. You really get a lot of paper for the money because I always find that it's like there's a lot of colors of cardstock that like I'd like some sheets of, but I don't need like a bajillion sheets of. But anyway, let us grab our cards down. Let's see if we can extract. But I like these. I like how these came out quite a bit. We might decorate the inside if we can extract our ephemera from under the cat. Because of course, he likes to sit on things I need. I don't know why. It's a fascinating Linux trait. Like Kaiser doesn't do this at all. Yeah, Michael's is nuts because they put things on sale well in advance of like the holiday actually ending, which I never get. Let's select some bits and pieces and things for the inside. Oh, there's a fun little apple. Oh, there's a fun. So I like this protractor. Let's do that because that's basically a cluster. I think the girl would be nice on one. This is also why I love Teresa because look, it's a cluster. I don't even have to put it together. It's fan freaking tastic. I like the books. Maybe we'll do. That's kind of a big cluster. That's a big cluster of things. Oh, I like this one. So I think that's 3. We need one more. Maybe do one more of the girls, the ladies, the students, the um oh there we go. We'll do this one. And you can't tell. Oh, here you go. We'll swap it up. So the thing I also like is often Teresa will do similar sort of poses, but with different ethnicities, which is a really cool thing because then you can kind of match your card to whoever you're giving it to, especially if like uh sorry, I don't need Pam to shoot me for leaving your comment up forever. Yes. Oh, thanks, Lala. Oh yeah, the cat skulls. The cat. I mean, yeah, this is such a good. I did buy the unicorn one. The unicorn one's coming. We're probably going to use it with the fall cards. The like, you know, yellow, orange, red fall card palette that we're doing for the other sheet load. But anyway, but these are this. I didn't show it, but but if you watch Elizabeth's live yesterday, I only say that because we have a lot of mutual friends. There's a whole sheet of marigolds. Now, what I'm going to do is just sort of put these in. Ultimately, we're going to make some more sharing our love, like, sort of canned. Canned is unfair. Sort of pre-done sentiments to go in here. So there's no sentiments in here on purpose, but I'm just gonna make a batch of them, and they're all gonna look the same, just to make life a little bit easier. But I very much like, I don't know, this is almost a well, there's a cat there. Ignore the cat on the screen. Well, ignore the gray cat on the screen. This is challenging. We have multiple cats on screen at the moment. This cat is my cat. He is a real cat. This is Biddy Penny's art, and I really like look how 3D this looks. It's really wild. And I just printed like I didn't do any fancy stuff. I just printed that in my color laser printer, which I did for the unicorns, but I forgot to put in heavier weight paper. So I don't know. I may reprint those. I do want to. I think they would look really cool. Let me put this down. If I remember where I put the other. Oh, where did I put the other sheet load? Oh well. I'm not seeing it at present, but the Z Fold Mini Slimline that was last month's sheet load, I think that would look really cool with it. So I think we will do that because that has a big circle that has a 2.5 inch, or maybe it's bigger than that. I think it might be bigger. 2.5 inch. No, it's 3 and 2 3/4. Anyway, the 2 3/4, I think you could, where it's like designed for the sentiment. You could skip the sentiment, and I think you could just do one of the unicorn, one of the circular unicorn pieces. There we go. But this is why I love ephemera. It's so easy. Digital ephemera works too because you can do the same thing, which is you can just print out a whole bunch of it and then just collage because it's fun. Then this is the last one. There we go. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Lola. Yeah, it's totally a digital release. I'll tell you what these things are actually called because I have them pulled up on my computer. So We Will Remember is the cat sugar skull, and Fall Unicorns is the one that Elizabeth was using last time around. Actually, let me grab it because I printed out one that I don't know if I'll use because it's on lightweight paper, but we'll see. Oh, we found it. Good news. So this is the one I want to do in fall colors. It's actually a Z Fold mini slimline. So you have this big 2 3/4 inch circle, and maybe unicorns. Oh, here we go. And then these are the unicorns. They're one of the unicorns. And this is just standard paper. I want to print this on a heavier stock, but I think these might not be. These look more like a 2-inch circle. Oh, we have a 2-inch punch here. Let's see if that's true. It's Yeah, I think these are these might be 2 1/4. Obviously it's a digi, so you could scale it up if you wanted to. You could also just, you know, What's today? You could just cut this out. And these are differing circle sizes too. So if you found ones you liked, you could just, grab the one you wanted and print it out at whatever size you wanted. So there's that. Anyway, more fun stuff to come. There are also larger unicorns that are in that same style that aren't quite in circles. They're more in like, I don't know, more freeform circles. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call that. A smushed circle. That doesn't sound very impressive, but these are the 6 cards we made tonight. All of them have a little something something on the inside, and we'll get a message eventually soon. And then I will go on the back and put my stamp, and then 6 of these will be good to go. Anyway, thanks for coming. I'm glad you guys were around on a sort of one-off strange day. Oh, what did you say? The ones you linked, I did not, Dawn. Did you link those up here? Oh. Whimsical Fall. No, I don't think I've seen Whimsical Fall yet. I will check that out, Dawn. Oh, okay. I will check that out after the stream. That is a great idea. You're welcome, Cordelia. It was great seeing you guys after skipping on Sunday. I think I will be back on Thursday. Maybe we'll do that other sheet load. And I will definitely take a look at the Whimsical Fall because Whimsical Farmhouse because that sounds pretty interesting. And until I see you again, I hope you have an awesome one. And just an order of perhaps very boring business. StreamYard, for whatever reason, upgraded all the plans, so now I can stream at 1080p. So if the quality was either better or worse than before, let me know. I was testing it out, and it didn't complain at all about having a icky signal. So I don't know. I streamed in 1080p off OBS before, and I like watching the streams back. I didn't like unless you set it to 1080p, you can't really tell. Anyway, good to see you. Awesome to see everybody. I hope to see you guys on Thursday. We'll be half an hour later per our usual Thursday time slot, and we may have fun little ideas from T. Oh, I have this random ribbon on my desk. Maybe we'll use that. Maybe this would actually look really cool with like fall. Like if we might do something with that. I don't know. Probably not if we do the sheet load, but we'll see. We'll do something. And I will talk to you on Thursday. Have a great rest of your night.